Hello, Michael again for the next WordPress training video. In this video, we're going to talk about the discussion settings that are available for your blog. This basically is how comments are handled that are incoming from your readers. So again, we're in the training video blog. I'm on the dashboard here. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down a bit, open up my settings, and select discussion. Now, it looks like there's a lot here. There's not a lot that you have to actually work with, but there are some options here that are available to you, and I want to discuss each one of those. The first area here is default article settings. These are all checked by default. Basically, what the first one is going to do is if you, in one of your posts, link to a blog or other website, which we highly encourage you to do, WordPress will attempt to notify that other website that you've done so. So that's a good thing because what's going to happen with the second option that is checked is allow link notifications from other blogs. This is going to allow you to know when somebody else links to your blog. These are known as pingbacks or trackbacks. We talked about those in one of the other training videos in both pages and in posts for a little more details on those. And then by default here is allow people to post comments on new articles, which is our third option. And this one basically turns on commenting by default. It assumes that whenever you create new content, you want to allow people to be able to leave comments. You can turn this off. You can turn it on or off on a case-by-case basis, as also discussed in the posts and pages videos. We do highly suggest you leave it turned on by default. Part of websites these days is the ability for readers to be able to comment on what you are saying, so please leave this turned on. If you do want to turn it off, as you've heard me say before, give me a shout. Let's talk about it in a little more detail. Okay, this next area, other comment settings. Also checked by default, which we highly recommend you leave, that is comment author must fill out name and email. In other words, let people own their content. If they're going to leave a comment, you want to know who they are and you want to know how to get back in touch with them. Now, they can lie, but if you don't have this checked, they can leave something completely anonymous and doesn't exactly lead to good discourse. Your next option, users must be registered and logged into comment. This is not checked by default. We are basically have our site set up so that people do not have to register with your site to be able to leave comments. You can turn this on, but again, lots of decision has gone into this. We recommend you don't, basically because I can say from my own example that if I have to register with a website and it's not a website I view on a regular basis, chances are I might not bother to register just so I can leave a comment. Next one, this one's a little more interesting. Automatically close comments on articles older than, and it says 14 days, although you could change this to say 100 if you wanted to. Basically what this saying is after 100 days or after 14 days, don't allow comments anymore. Sounds good, but I have my own blog. I've been running it for over 7-8 years now, and I've gotten comments on posts from 5-6 years ago, whether somebody asked me a question about what I wrote or just leaving a comment or agreeing or providing more information. So, again, you can do this, but we recommend you don't. Enable threaded comments. This is turned on by default. Basically what it does, it's kind of hard to describe, but if this is off, it'll just be comment, 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 comment. However, with it checked, if somebody leaves comment 1 and comment 2, and then somebody responds to comment 1, it'll be nested underneath comment 1. It wouldn't show up as a new comment 3. Basically, it's a way for if lots of commenting starts going on, people can follow what's going on kind of in a nested way. The next option, break comments into pages with 50 top-level comments per page, and the last page displayed by default. Okay. Notice you can change the number here of number of comments, and you can change it to last or first. Basically, this is only an issue if you somehow have written a post where people start commenting and commenting and commenting, and you get dozens and dozens and start hitting 50, and then what it'll do is it'll paginate your comments. Really, I hope you have that problem, but for now, probably you can just leave it alone and really nothing much to do with that. Last one in this section, comments should be displayed with the older comments on the top of the page or the newer comments on the top of the page. Basically, by default, with this being older, comments are displayed in chronological order, first one, second one, third one. If you change this to newer, it'll be in reverse chronological order, so the newest comment will always be at the top. Kind of blogging tradition says that comments are displayed in the order they were written, so the new ones are at the bottom of the page. You can change that up if you'd like. I personally prefer to leave it the way it is, but go ahead. You want to change this one, completely up to you. Okay, next section. Email me whenever anyone posts a comment or a comment is held for moderation. I highly recommend you do this. You're probably not going to get a lot of comments. You get a couple a week. Yeah, you're doing really good. If you don't get any, don't worry about it. Talk more about that in the comments training video. But I have this turned on personally. Basically, somebody posts a comment or comments held for moderation, which we'll get to a little more in a sec. You want to be notified via email because otherwise what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to remember to log in and check for comments. And I personally, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, would rather somebody leaves a comment, I get an email, and then I can deal with it as soon as possible, as opposed to having to remember to go in and check to see if there are any new comments. Okay. Next section, before a comment appears, an administrator must always approve the comment, and or comment author must have a previously approved post, or excuse me, approved comment. Moderation is turned on by default. Checking this first one says that an administrator must approve it. If you have editors, editors could not approve comments. Suggest leaving it as it is, but if you have a large staff and you really want only administration level people to be able to do that in your blog, you can, but really no reason to check this. The next one, comment author must have a previously approved comment. Now this is kind of cool. Basically what this is saying is let's say I come to your blog and I leave a comment. Now the first time I leave a comment, you're going to have to approve it. But because this option is checked, okay, what that means is since you've approved one of my comments in the past, if I come back next week and leave another comment, it says, hey, that's Michael. I've already approved him before. I'm going to go ahead and automatically approve him again. Okay. You'll still get a notification via email because anyone who posts a comment is checked for email me whenever. But basically, it's a little trust mechanism. Reader has posted a comment once. You've approved it. You're going to trust them in the future to do it again. If you want to approve every comment from every commenter, uncheck this box. Okay. One or two more areas here on this page. Comment moderation. Okay. Like we said, comments are automatically moderated anyways, but you can kind of add some additional rules that override what we've already talked about. Okay, so right here it says hold a comment in the queue if it contains 2 or more links. Okay, and it says a common characteristic of comment spam. So let me scroll back up here just a little bit. We've got this comment author must have a previously approved comment. So let's say I, Michael, have posted a comment. You've approved it. I now post a second comment. It gets automatically approved. Then I post a third comment, but in that third comment, I put 2 or more hyperlinks to other resources. Then this would kick in and say, Michael posted a lot of links in this comment. We're going to hold it for moderation and approval anyway. Okay. You can up that to say 3 or more links. You can put that to 0 links. I would just, really leave it alone, let it stay, see what happens, and then you can play around with it in the long run. Okay, next one here, comment moderation. What you can do is you can create a list of words, names, URLs, email addresses, or IP addresses, which if a comment contains any of those, it will automatically be held for moderation regardless of what any of the other settings have said. Okay? So, for example, I could say, well, you know what? Anytime this guy named Michael leaves a comment, I don't care what else, automatically save it for moderation. Okay? Maybe you've got one of those folks where, they're posting a lot. Sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not. You want to check all the time. Or let's say anytime somebody mentions, I don't know, Iraq, which probably has absolutely nothing to do with your blog, but you want to moderate it, you want to check it out. It might be okay, it might not. You can do that. A little further down, however, we have the comment blacklist. This means it's the same sort of thing as moderation, but if any of these things are met, it will automatically be marked as spam. Period. End of story. So, if you really don't like me, you can go ahead and take me out of the moderation list, put me in the blacklist, and anytime I send anything from this email address, I'm automatically a spammer. Or anytime anybody mentions Viagra. Okay? So, maybe you want to, not everybody's done this. I haven't done this personally. I don't really find it as a problem, but you can say things like put a list of offensive language in the moderation. So if anybody, posts something with some bad words in it, you're going to check it out first. Or if you get those particular things that 100% they're going to be spam regardless, because really, why would anybody be posting anything about Viagra on your blog? Although, I don't know, you might be able to come up with a situation. But anyways, you can go ahead and create a blacklist. So it says here it will match words inside. So if you put the word press, it will match WordPress. And you need to put one thing per line in either of these boxes. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and actually take my email address out of here just in case. I don't want to save that and block myself. Okay, last but not least, this is really an area not much is being done here, but want to talk about it real briefly. There are certain services out there that allow little icons or avatars to be shown next to people's comments. And the main one here is called Gravatar, and this has been worked into WordPress. Let's say I'm leaving a comment on your blog. I've signed up with Gravatar. I've created my own little icon for myself, and I leave a comment on your blog, and you have show avatars turned on. Then next to my comment will be whatever the avatar is that I created for my account. Okay? If I don't have one, then this is the default mystery man. This is one of the things you can play with it. Not a lot of people use Gravatars. To be honest, I'm not even sure I have one personally. I should probably go look that up. But, if you think, don't want to deal with it at all, you can change this to don't show avatars, and then problem solved or issue solved. It's not necessarily even a problem. To be honest, I would say go ahead, leave this as is, let it just run. If it becomes a problem, then you can come back and deal with it. So on this setting screen, and like in all others, scroll back up to the top here and then scroll down to the bottom. There is these Save Changes. So if you've changed anything on this screen, make sure you scroll to the bottom and click Save Changes. When you're all done, your changes will kick in immediately. And so that's the discussion settings screen here in WordPress. As always, if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave a comment in the blog post for this video, and have fun with it. Bye.